Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We now have more information regarding that kidnapping yesterday in Fergus Falls. Police describing what took place as 39-year-old Anthony Radcliffe of Pelican Rapids went into 34-year-old Amber Simonson's house with a gun through an unlocked door yesterday afternoon.
Police say Radcliffe forcibly took Simonson from the home and left in his pickup. Police say Simonson's 4 children were home at the time of the abduction, and one of them called Simonson's husband, who then called 911. Radcliffe's truck was later seen off County Highway 24. Shortly after, Radcliffe took police on a high-speed chase through Pelican Rapids and eventually southbound on Highway 59. Radcliffe eventually drove into a field and got stuck in a slough with Amber Simonson in his truck. Amber was not hurt in the chase, but was taken to Sanford Hospital to be reunited with her family and receive medical attention.
Now, Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley she's with us now and tells us more about the man behind the abduction. Bailey?
Mike, Andrea, today we wanted to know why Anthony Radcliffe was released early from jail last month. But when I met with Ottertail County officers this afternoon, they pointed me to the Department of Corrections. And they tell me Radcliffe was eligible to be released and that his release involved no supervision. And now we know more about Anthony Radcliffe's troubling past and that this isn't the first time that he's kidnapped someone. Court documents say that in 2007, police arrested Radcliffe after he kidnapped a woman, put a mask over her face, and brought her out to a wooded area, saying he was going to use a saw on her. He then tied her wrist and brought her to a house where he sexually assaulted her, telling the woman that he had done this to multiple people before. Documents go on to say Radcliffe later dropped the victim off at her home and told her that her life was in his hands if she told authorities. Radcliffe was sentenced to 16 years in prison, however, was released early and again was not under supervision. 2014 court documents say Radcliffe lied about his address to the sex offender registry and law enforcement couldn't find him for multiple days. And in that same time frame, documents say Radcliffe assaulted a woman at her home, leaving her with cuts and bruises all over her body. Radcliffe is expected to be in court tomorrow morning. Police did say they're looking to see if Radcliffe was stalking Simonson or this was a random attack. Mike, Andrea.
All right, thanks, Bailey, and stay with us for more details as the story continues to unfold.
West Fargo School Board tonight is expected to accept the resignation of a teacher who is facing sex assault charges involving 2 juvenile males. 37-year-old Shannon Mosier is being charged with luring a minor and sex-related crimes. West Fargo police received an anonymous tip regarding possible sexual contact involving an adult female and a juvenile male. Sources close to the investigation say Mosier would go to the homes of the juvenile males and sent nude photos and sexually explicit videos to the boys. The boys are students in West Fargo and are between the ages of 14 and 16. Mosier had been a teacher at Liberty Middle School since the 2016-17 school year. West Fargo Public Schools says it was aware of the investigation and will continue cooperating with police in their investigation and also will not comment further.
Bond stands at $3,000 for the Fargo man involved in a motorcycle chase spanning 3 counties early yesterday morning. Court records show that 21-year-old Andrew Schodermeyer is facing 2 felony charges related to the incident. The Highway Patrol says Schodermeyer fled when a trooper attempted to stop him for speeding through Fargo. Troopers attempted 2 other traffic stops, one near Hillsboro, another near Thompson, before Schodermeyer ran out of gas in Drayton. The patrol says the driver reached a top speed of 147 miles per hour. He's being held at the Walsh County Jail.
A Jamestown man was arrested early Saturday morning after leading police on a chase. 25-year-old Levi Guthmiller was arrested for fleeing a police officer, reckless driving, and reckless endangerment. An officer tried to stop Guthmiller's vehicle in Jamestown before he sped off. The chase reached excessive speeds and traveled a few miles outside of Jamestown before Guthmiller eventually surrendered. There was no property damage or injuries in that pursuit.
Another great start to the work week when it comes to the weather, and tonight should be decent as well. Let's get the details from Hutch. Hutch?
Well, the only weather worry we have this evening is some gusty winds, gusting over 20 miles per hour from the west or northwest across portions of the valley. Heading into the late evening hours, I expect the wind speeds to decrease. Nary a cloud here in the valley. It's beautiful out there. We'll be in the 70s for most of your evening. The best chance for that wind to taper off will be right at or just after sunset. Looks like a cool night of weather tonight. Speaking of cool, some maybe chilly is what some would say. Weather heading our way midweek. I'll have details on that and our chances of rain here in the next couple of minutes.
Keep us posted. Thanks.
A former North Dakota securities and insurance agent has been sentenced to 11 years and 3 months in federal prison for swindling about 40 people out of millions of dollars over a 15-year period. Authorities say 56-year-old Kevin Warner of Bismarck financed a lavish lifestyle with money obtained through sham investments. His attorney maintained Warner's gambling addiction was the root of his criminal activity. Warner was indicted in August 2017 and pleaded guilty in March to mail fraud and money laundering. Two Minnesota-based brokerages for which Warner worked agreed earlier to pay $3 million to his victims.
Tonight, an update for you about a Jamestown woman who was waiting months for a contractor to come and fix her roof. Julie Lendy had the shingles and everything needed for the work on her front lawn for about a month, and she was sick of waiting, so she called her whistleblower hotline. Since our story ran, Julie had some offers from contractors willing to do the work for free. But she tells us the company, Your Home Improvement, came down significantly in the price and fixed the roof a week later. She says they completed everything quickly and even added some extra work, such as some new gutters, and offered to help with the grass that was covered by the supplies. And about that dumpster that she was sick of seeing in her front yard, she says they got rid of it when everything was said and done.
I know you originally called our whistleblower hotline for this story too.
Yeah, you were wonderful and it really helped. It got them going. And they were, like I said, they were wonderful to me. Good. They just treated me and my mom with dignity, and I respect them.
Lendy now tells us the whole ordeal was a mix-up with the company that she was getting a loan from for the project. She says she doesn't blame Your Home Improvement for the delay on this project.
A 23-year-old man has died following an ATV accident, according to the Itasca County Sheriff's Office. On July 21st, at about 12 a.m., Kyle Sagadal of Bemidji was operating his ATV when he sustained life-threatening injuries. He was taken by helicopter to a hospital where he later died. According to the Sheriff's Office, alcohol is believed to be a factor. The Sheriff's Office is still investigating.
Come November, voters could decide the fate of recreational marijuana in North Dakota. If voters give recreational marijuana the green light, then law enforcement says that there will be regulations that they have to focus on. While many in the state are still waiting for medical marijuana to be officially available, supporters say officials and law enforcement can easily mimic some things that states are doing where recreational pot is legal.
The first steps are going to be a little wishy-washy. The best thing you could do is look at any other state that has done it before us. Colorado is usually my go-to example. Of course, their DUIDs went up. They naturally will. But with that, their crime rate went down.
The Stutsman County Sheriff Chad Kaiser says if legalized, there will have to be a lot of discussion on what regulations will need to be put in place.
The family of an Australian woman who was killed by a former Minneapolis police officer last year has filed a lawsuit alleging the officer was unfit for duty and conspired with his partner to hide what happened. Justine Damond was shot by former Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor after she called 911 to report a possible assault near her home. Prosecutors say Noor was in a squad car's passenger seat when he shot Damond through the driver's side window after she approached the vehicle. They say there's no evidence Noor encountered a threat that justified deadly force. Noor faces criminal charges in the case and has since left the department.
Drivers should expect delays around construction along University Drive near I-94. Starting at 8 o'clock tonight, traffic will be reduced to one lane in each direction on South U. That's near the I-94 interchange. Vehicles will be shifted head-to-head on the west side of the roadway to allow enough room for paving. Now, here's the best part. By tomorrow morning, traffic will go back to regular construction routes.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, the doors are almost open on the new jail in Moorhead. We'll take you inside.
Up next, details on when and where Vice President Mike Pence will be speaking in Grand Forks later this week.